Okay, so it's no surprise probably that Chiron is my favorite placement in astrology. I just absolutely, I'll say placement because where you have your Chiron is always going to interest me. But the reason why, there's a lot to it, but I'll just give you a little background on Chiron so you'll see just how beautiful this story is and how this really, when you look at it, it's really important in your life, okay? So astrology isn't just about, oh, you got this here, you got this tells your personality. No, I think astrology really does give you tools to live a more fulfilled life. And Chiron is very big when it comes to one of those tools. So Chiron was a centaur. He was half horse, half man. He's a little bit different than all centaurs, though. Well, he's a lot different. But one of the things that makes him really different is Saturn was his father. So he's immortal. But see, Saturn had a fling on the side and didn't want his wife to know about it. So it was kind of a secret. But the problem is that when he had this fling on the side and this ocean nymph got pregnant, and I don't even know her name and I don't really care because she was a bad person or bad nymph, she was like, ooh, this baby's ugly, and neglected him completely. So he has that wound for his whole life, knowing that he was neglected. But it's not something he can't work with. He works with it. And that's not the only wound he ever has either, but we'll go into that. He's adopted by Apollo, the sun, and Artemis, the moon. They take him in and they nurture him. But they also teach him all about the gifts that they bring. And he's very wise and kind, which is not always the case with all the centaurs, let's be so for real. So, he goes on, he trains Hercules, Achilles, whatever. And that's great. That's him, working on his Chiron wound, so to speak. But that's not where the story ends. One day he's hit by a poisonous arrow. And when he's hit with this poisonous arrow, it makes it so that he has this very, very painful wound for the rest of his life. But because he's immortal, it never goes away. It's always there. At the same time, Prometheus, okay? Prometheus is, you probably heard about Prometheus giving fire to humans. And which basically, he was giving them knowledge. Sounds like another story, but I won't go into that. And Zeus, which is Jupiter, was not happy about this at all. And made Prometheus, have to go somewhere that was not fun. But not only did he have to go to that place that was not fun, but he also had to be like on this rock with these really mean birds. And I won't go into that whole story. Chiron, hearing about it, is just saddened because, number one, he's got this painful wound, so he's probably always kind of sad. But number two, he does see the beauty in what Prometheus does. So he says, I'll trade spaces with you, because the only way Prometheus can be freed is if an immortal swaps places. So Chiron, never doing any wrong in his entire life, only working for the benefit of others through his kindness and wisdom, he says, I'll trade. I'll stay there forever in that horrible situation. Zeus is moved by this. Like, it really lights up Jupiter's heart big time. Jupiter, let's just put it this way, Jupiter has a big heart. Jupiter's got a lot of big everything, though. Jupiter just acts big. So Jupiter's moved by this. And what Jupiter says is, you know what? I will free Prometheus. You don't have to be there anymore with those mean birds. I'm not going to get into that, like I said. But Chiron, what you're doing is so selfless and such a kind, generous, humble thing to do that I'm going to put you into the constellation where you can be a reminder for everybody, forever, of how kindness and generosity and the healing of others can transcend pain. and how you may not ever be able to forget what happened to you, but you could always work through it and integrate it for the goodness of someone else's benefit. And I think it's wonderful.